Number 1.
What is a lesson or piece of advice about money that you received from your parents that's really stuck with you?
To put it lightly, if you can't afford it twice, you can't afford it at all.
So I think just like following on from the fact that children are like never taught anything about money in school, I think that always comes from your parents and definitely mine, and it was kind of just this expectation of you need to save.
You need to know how to do it.
Yeah, but it was never discussed, why you're doing it, how you're doing it. I mean, a savings account was set up by your parents, so you didn't really know what you were doing. So yeah, I kind of just learned things on my own, but I just knew that my parents wanted me to save.
Yeah, exactly. I would say the same thing for me too. Yeah.
The only thing I really, really remember is them saying to me, just make sure your mortgage is paid. That is your biggest thing. Everything else can wait. Particularly spending on, anything outside of bills.
My parents were quite anxious about money, and they were keen for us to not have that passed down to us. So I would say not to treat money as something to be overly anxious about, but to be a bit more level-headed than maybe they had been.
I think probably the fact that you should talk about money, you should ask questions, but also not be scared if something's gone wrong and you need to ask for a little bit of help. So I think that's probably the best advice I ever got from my parents.
It's very small, but it's literally just counting your change and like checking your receipts, just making sure all the small things all add up. So like checking your bank statements as well, checking you're not sort of losing money or paying for subscriptions that you're not using or being overcharged on your bills or anything. So yeah, checking the small things because it all adds up.
What percentage of UK parents believe they are the single biggest influence on how children learn about money?
Interesting question for me to answer. Having not grown up in the UK, if I think about growing up, I would say maybe about 70-75%.
I think it's definitely going to be a high percentage.
Yeah.
I think maybe 50%?
Yeah, I'd probably go a bit higher and say 60,
Okay.
just because of the fact that it's not ever discussed in school.
I think a lot more online influence nowadays, I reckon.
Oh. I feel like it would be quite high. I feel like money's not really taught in schools. 55%?
I'd imagine they probably think they learn a lot at school, and they probably don't realise how much they learn at home.
58% of parents believe they are the single biggest influence on how children learn about money.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay, I think that makes sense.